Our top story at this Quad Foreign Ministers meeting was convened at Hyderabad House in New Delhi today. The summit signalled a concerted effort by the quadrilateral partners to fortify regional architecture and reinforce supply chain dependencies across the Indo-Pacific. Our next report has these details.
Hosted by Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, the meeting brought together US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong and Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi.
We spent some time on the question of safe and unimpeded maritime commerce and reaffirmed the significance of scrupulously observing international law. We believe strongly that economic resilience should be promoted, that supply chains should be strengthened, trusted and secure technologies diffused, and production capacities enhanced.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio focused on converting the strategic partnership into tangible security and economic frameworks.
On the issue of maritime security, there are two big announcements. The first is the launch of the Indo-Pacific Maritime Surveillance Corporation initiative, which is going to leverage each of our country's maritime surveillance capabilities in the Indo-Pacific to enhance information sharing. We'll announce the Quad Critical Minerals Framework, which will guide each of us to leverage economic policy tools and coordinate investment to strengthen critical mineral supply chains.
Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong emphasised that the Quad's primary goal must be providing transparent, reliable choices for infrastructure and development to ensure that regional partners have alternative economic pathways.
We are also today announcing the strongest ever commitment from the Quad to the Pacific through the Quad Ports of the Future partnership, where we are launching a pilot for port infrastructure in Fiji. And I was in Fiji just a couple of weeks ago, and I know how important this will be to that country. It's a practical demonstration of our collective ability to deliver high-quality, resilient infrastructure in partnership with the region and in response to Pacific priorities.
Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi focused on the long-term institutional value of the grouping, particularly amidst ongoing global conflicts, including volatile trade environments and geopolitical tensions in West Asia.
Today's meeting gave us a good opportunity to send an unswerving and unshaken message that the Quad will advance the necessary concrete cooperation for this. Also today, through frank exchange of views, we were able to align our strategic perceptions on regional developments and agreed to strongly oppose attempts to unilaterally change the status quo by force or coercion. We shared deep concern over the export restrictions of critical minerals and others as well.
The high-level meeting resulted in tangible security and economic agreements. A bilateral framework aimed at securing the extraction, processing, recycling of rare earths and critical minerals. They also launched the Indo-Pacific Maritime Surveillance Cooperation, along with the Quad's Port of the Future partnership. By steering the conversation towards regional connectivity, energy security, and resilient manufacturing supply chains, India continues to work through the grouping as a functional platform to safeguard its economic interests and diversify global production networks. Bureau Report, DD India.
While Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong and Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi also discussed the ongoing West Asia crises, with particular focus on tensions surrounding the Strait of Hormuz and their impact on regional stability and global supply chains. Take a listen.
We recognise our obligation, our responsibility to provide real choices, particularly as strategic circumstances in our region are deteriorating. The region is facing acute economic stress. We know the world is more unpredictable. We know economic volatility is increasing. And we know the consequences for our region of the Iranian closure of the Strait of Hormuz and what that means for our energy security, for our economies and for our people.
As the Iranian situation imposes enormous impact on Indo-Pacific region, energy supply viewpoint included, we confirmed the importance of diplomatic efforts in ensuring free and safe navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, as well as stability to be brought to the Middle East.